Hey Hemlock, hey Narake, hey Raxby, hey Hearttrip. We are going to see how this goes today. I remember getting stuck on something simple last time for a little bit. But we will see. Log back into chess pieces. I don't even remember what exactly I was doing. I mean, I think we just need to open Desktop Explorer. And it's the tower. Yeah. I remember, like, one thing that happened last time. Which is we got the ability to feel, but only in this room. Which was weird. I fell asleep during the last one, but I heard you had some trouble. You want me to lend a hand if and only if you get super stuck again? I mean, it was fine last time. I wasn't stuck that long. It was mostly just having the order incorrect or whatever. But yeah, I mean, if I'm like super stuck, I'll do like I did in the mall and just be like, all right, just tell me. I've done like that like once or twice now. Journeysend.amp. I don't think that's the case. Yeah, because we walked up to this room for like a second. You cannot turn left. You cannot turn right. Sword, chalice, camera. Yeah, no, when I saw this Hemlock, I was so excited. Let's give us a safe word for if you actually want help. Let's see. What's a random word I would never say? Tiz talk Jad. It's my safe word. Hey camera. A shining medallion. Didn't it used to look different? An empty chalice. It's slightly rusted. Happy. Top of the tower is finally near. It's taken approximately 4 months. Layla has practically given up and believes wholeheartedly that Maxine ended her life. Communication with Layla has been impossible. Layla does not understand the purpose of this computer or what Desktop Explorer has found about Maxine. What Desktop Explorer has found about myself. I've completed 6 floors so far. I understand what Desktop Explorer is implying. It is as if Desktop Explorer could listen to Layla's arguments and use them against me. I cannot stand the constant references to Maxine's last entry, her goodbye. Every floor circles back to it while quoting my research. Meditation, projection, transmutation, all of life's secrets, the intricacies of our spirit, the gateway to it through our psyche, it is all here. Why is this understanding making me suffer? Was Maxine not ready for it? Should I have intervened? What part of Maxine's brain did did Desktop Explorer tap into? Maybe if you were just like a good parent. Yeah, if I say that, you can backseat. That's a lot of missing entries, so yeah. We still have a lot to go. As expected. You can open someone else's journal entry to read one last entry. Deep down, you know you really should not be here. Okay, so you want me to read Maxine's entry again? I don't know if I should start writing this. Oh wait, no, it was this one. There's no point in writing here anymore, so I'll write to Desktop Explorer directly. I've thrown you in the trash and hidden you behind a riddle, one that will hopefully feel your anger. In art, as in everything else, it's always good to remember the greats. If I have seen further, it is by standing on the shoulder of giants, those who held my hand during my creative process, those who were nothing like you, who I aspired to be. Give me something, one word you will never take away from me. You'll be locked forever since no one has or will ever understand me. Good riddance, everything, and goodbye forever. So... interesting. Can I even... do anything? I think I can only type. Look. Ooh. Oh. Confront. Write complete command. Confront fears. I know who you are. I know what you're doing. I know who you are. I know what you're doing. I know who you are. I know what you're doing. I know who you are. I know what you're doing. I know who you are. I know what you're doing. I know who you are. I know what you're doing. I know who you are. I know who you are. I know who you are. Fatal exception has occurred. Process Desktop Explorer has crashed. It's an eyeball. Ah, jeez. We hit our blue screen. Except this one's not blue. You find yourself in a familiar environment. Oh, hey! Oh, hey, it's the fortune-telling machine, too. Hey, fortune-telling machine. You find a Zaro fortune-telling machine. You are not Emmett Sounder. Don't bother trying to respond. Read carefully. You've been pretending to be the old users, those who finally received the help they needed. Despite your intrusion, you have not yet understood Desktop Explorer's purpose. You write about people you thought you knew or didn't know at all. They acknowledge their weakness, their deepest fear. It's time for you to do the same. Their weakness, their deepest fear, yeah, for Halibut, it was his brother burning alive. For Maxine, it was, you know, having to give up art and just stop being herself to please society. By playing detective all this time, you've fed enough data to Desktop Explorer. It can help you now. Due to your knowledge of the program, you can't be surprised by Desktop Explorer's presence on your computer. At the very least, you can finally be addressed by name. This is for your own good, Guppy. Alright, so now we're playing as Guppy instead of Emmett. Because Desktop Explorer has learned about us. Hi, thank you for Guppy, I can finally address you by your name. You know how this works by now, don't you? Okay, great. Wonderful. That's right. I was so close. Playing along is my only choice. What do you mean for my own good? Is making us all feel terrible your idea of help? Emmett clearly said he didn't mean for all this to happen. What he saw in the puzzles you hid from me must have convinced him that this whole situation was beyond hopeless. You are a monster. And now I'm talking directly to you too, just like Max did. But I see what listening to you does to people, and if you've been luring me by holding information all this time, what's stopping you from actively hiding what I've been looking for all along? What are you trying to convince me of? I don't know if any of this is true, but playing along is my only choice. Maelstrom.stp. And a weird glitchy thing going on up here. Next room's inventory, so we might be going back into all of them now. You've always felt out of place. Despite this, you willingly keep trespassing wherever you're not welcome. Your conscience is as tumultuous as a storm. You stand in nothingness. Memories of past adventures flood your mind. They all come together to form a maelstrom of regrets, fueled by your insatiable curiosity. You're driven to dive into the vortex. Before giving in, the last thing that flashes on your mind is a nameplate below a model ship. Theseus the Eternal. Theseus's ship, huh? I see. Is it insinuating all of me cosplaying as all the different users and me being a piece of all of them? Okay. Nice new look. Think it suits you perfectly, detective. Thanks. Here I am. My cute little detective outfit. Broken ship's helm. The wooden pedestal is missing its wheel. A tank with a ravaged, sunken ship and an empty fishing hook. The tanker looks rather empty. Okay, I'm guessing that's like halibut stuff. A personal computer was never yours in the first place. Okay. Oh, now we have a reflected realities. Sapphire blue mirror of mysterious properties. Your reflection looks unusual. It's as if you could pop out of the crystal. So I'm wondering if this is going to be a gauntlet of all of the different things we've experienced so far. Familiar looking drawing, hand-drawn artwork. It's partially damaged, and its contents seem personal. You must know all about it. Inanna. Hey Del. Do you see a ship, but it's a polykill shipping where you keep swapping out characters until it's an entirely new polycule. That's gotta be a story or fanfic or something somewhere. Through aimless wandering or morbid curiosity, you always end up in places like these. Standing in the shop makes you think about expressing yourself through art. Sorry, I'm trying to move my hoodie. There we go. Paintings often bring the strongest memories back to life, but have you ever stopped to think about what it is you're actually reliving? If clinging to the past can cause so much harm, isn't it better just to burn it all? Burn it all. Magic word? Interesting. Just me? Wait, what happened? Stream looks fine on my end. Okay. Twitch just totally died on me. Good job, Twitch. Always failing. I mean, if they do that thing they've been rumbling about in the background, I don't even know if I would stream here anymore, so we'll see if that happens. Twitch was kind of being garbage for me today, too. Empty recycling bin. Okay, so I have halibut, admin, next rooms, documents, admin. Oh, you've noticed the new icons. These encourage exploration. You might need to look around. Who knows? Hee hee. Oh. Oh. Okay. Interesting story. What in the world? Keeps buffering? That's weird. Don't know what would be causing that. Oh god, it's this again. I've gotta make the ASCII art. Well, that makes an arrow. That makes an arrow, but I don't know if that is what it wants. Or not. Because there's multiple arrows. Maybe I go through and then it's like a Konami code. Because, yeah, there's definitely arrows in here. But don't know what that's all about. Because, yeah, then that one's left. Right. Let's go. Okay, yeah, obviously there's nothing there. So... right? Let me make a note. Right. Left. Down. And I want to say there was like one more. There's one up there, but correctional puzzle, isn't it? It seems so. Also, hey Dola. Can I do even more here? No. So I think what I had was correct. Of course, this one seems like it's almost a right arrow, but yeah. I mean, I have 3 arrows. Because, yeah, the first few are extremely obvious. And then it gets a little weirder once you get to, like, the edges. Okay. I don't know. And then this has, like, various little... Interesting. You're underwater. Strong currents have dragged you to the ocean's floor before you could even realize you were standing on its shore. Surprisingly, you don't feel the need to gasp for air as your lungs fill with salt water. Ruins of a forgotten civilization surround you. The walls depict instructions referencing things out of this world. Most importantly, they all seem to point towards a sunken ship. The walls of the ship are full of cracks, whether they look like wooden planks or something more. It's all a matter of perspective. You can even find patterns between them and the symbols written on the walls. These look like cracks that look like wooden planks. It's all a matter of perspective. Seem to point towards a sunken ship. I was thinking the same, Raxpio, when I first saw that. I was like, oh, that's very cute. There's like a cute little skull, too. Memory Lane. Go right. Go left. Go below. Wait, so I didn't get it right there, but I'm close? Okay, 1 second. Did I mark these down incorrectly? So right should be first, like I put here. Yeah, it says that's wrong. Wrong turn. Go left. Go right. Go below. Okay, that's not right. So clearly there's something going on here that I'm not grasping from this. So there's that one. It says it's a matter of perspective. I don't suppose I can... You know. I mean, I can't flip it, really. Let's see. Because there's a bunch where it almost looks like it makes something, it just doesn't. Wait, it did say it's all a matter of perspective. And I've been putting in left instead of right. So if we do... Let's keep that there just in case. But if we do left... Right... Up? I don't think that's right. So go left, go right. Yeah, going below doesn't work. Go left, go right, go left? Okay, so it's left, right, left. I don't know how. Go below now? Okay, then it's go below. But now, yeah, I don't know. Left, right, left, down, left? Okay, left. Left, right, left. Does that correspond to this at all? Doesn't seem to. Left, right, left, down, left. Down? No. Yay, brute force. Like, the fact that it even lets me even do that makes me think that what I'm... Like that's not actually it. Like, it'll probably endlessly cycle until I do a right thing or something. I don't understand what it's trying to get me to do here, because it gives me 3 arrows. Let's go back to wrong turn. Okay. You swim towards a series of tunnels made of debris. If not for the bubbles around you, you could not tell up from down. Okay. The inside barely resembles the ship it once was. You start to ponder about its past voyages. How many knots did it sail? What was the crew like? Maybe it's your imagination, but you can still hear their shanties in your head. Does anyone remember this vessel? Where are they now? Do they even care? Through tidal waves and infernal flames, the moon will guide this ship's sails. Thank you, random helpful comment. Okay, there might be something, I think in the interesting story, not an interesting story, this, Underwater Ruins. I don't think there was anything in the source code here. You can find the sunken ship where memories were stored. Yeah, I know about that. Okay, look behind you. What in the hell? Book to eyeball. And then what the hell is this? This is clearly referencing this Underwater Ruins one. Interesting story, faded instructions. Okay. So clearly, I guess it wants me to solve this thing, and then maybe I rename what this is, but this is what I'm really struggling with. I don't know what that is supposed to mean. Is that intended to be a compass in some way? Left. Right. Down. Left, right, left. Yeah, no, so that doesn't make sense. Yeah, the N is weird to me because that made me think of like north. Through tidal waves and infernal flames, the moon will guide the ship's sails. So that's clearly referring to color lens. Because tidal waves is blue. Hey, thanks for the raid, Sage. Hope you had a good time with Team Fortress. Hope you had a good time with it. Thanks for the raid. Okay, is there anything here that I could maybe use? No, because it doesn't let me scroll down to the other side. Yeah. If I can find waves or something in here, that would be sick. Because I'm wondering if the ASCII art makes waves somehow. But it'd have to be pretty small. But yeah, hope you stream it well. I haven't seen Team Fortress 2 in a while. Is there nothing here? Does it look like a music sheet? I wish. I wish it was a music sheet. That would make my life way easier. Waves. See, now, my other question is, what if this isn't even what I'm supposed to be doing here? What if I have to get the answer to whatever this puzzle is on a different user? That's my worry. Wait, it said a matter of perspective. What if I don't word wrap? That does not help. Okay. I was just checking. Oh, that reminds me, since I just did that. View hidden files. View hidden files. Okay, there's nothing. 2-4 Capture the Flag was, like Gondola said, Purgatory. Man vs. Machine was fun. I really like that format. I saw you mention that on your Blue Sky post, I think. But I have no idea what that is. I've never... Well, I played Team Fortress 2 once. That was all. Yeah, I'm not totally sure what all of this is supposed to mean. I'm going to go to a different thing now. One thing I do want to make sure. Let's save notes. Let's make sure we save that just in case I swap to a different user and it gets rid of all that stuff. Okay, no, it does leave it up, thank God. Okay. So, this is the helm of Theseus's ship, which makes me think that maybe I'm supposed to use those directions somehow to know where to go from here? So... But there's no good way to do that. Yeah, and I have nothing in my inventory as of this moment, and I can probably put something in the recycling bin on someone else's computer and get access to that, like if someone else actually has a recycling bin. Does it change the survival-like thing with upgrades like COD zombies? Oh, yeah, okay, that makes sense. You enter a room with a strange sense of familiarity. A mournful look at the book reveals an impactful illustration. Ah. Color lens. There is a noose around the king's neck, that looks like. Huh. Okay. Something wrapped around king's neck? In prophecy book using color lens. Okay. There's nothing else here, right? Yellow, no, okay. Let's close that. Had a candy cane instead of a baseball bat and was beating Christmas spirit into people, as you do. Incomplete alchemic circle used for the transformation of matter. Oh, shit. Oh, fuck. Closer look at the chessboard highlights one black pawn out of place. Okay. You're saying it's out of place? So this is a combination to some sort of other puzzle. I don't think I can actually do anything with it here. Look. Help. Clear. Clears the terminal screen. Exit. Input this demand to quit the current state. Clear. Exit. A new file has been added to inventory in... Oh, okay. I got a black pawn in... As you back away from the chessboard, the black pawn is now present in another realm. Oh my god. Okay. So not chess puzzle. That at least makes me happy. Mirror. A sapphire blue mirror. Its reflection of the bishop is inverting its colors. A sapphire blue mirror. Interesting. The traveler finds herself bewildered by her current position. The traveler writes in her notes, "In this trial, I will prove myself wrong. Finding the meaning of it all has never been my quest. The traveler can only see a small room with what appears to be a failed attempt at transmutation. A model chess piece and a sapphire mirror both bolted to the table. The reflection of the piece is altered in color. There is also a book detailing a royal objective." This mirror is already in use. You'll need another one to benefit from its effects. Okay. I see. Okay, okay. I immediately see what I'm supposed to do there. Immediately know what I'm supposed to do there. Just in case I forget this thought once we get back over there, I'm supposed to take the black pawn that I just got in Maximus's world and use it on the mirror in her world. So that we know. I think that's all I can do here. For now. A king has escaped his palace, and Her Majesty has grown resentful of his actions. Gonna run for a bit, leaving you open though. Thanks, Sage. Hope you have a good time zone and all that. Take care of yourself. The king and his horse have found shelter in a grotto near the kingdom's outskirts. Her Majesty, however, has found her husband's hideout and is planning an ambush. If she doesn't capture him in one fell swoop, he will flee on his horse and warn the kingdom of this treason. The king escaped his palace and Her Majesty has grown resentful. I'm just gonna copy all of that and throw it in the note page. Okay. Yeah, the music is spooking up. There's no way to use this alchemic contraption for now. To use the chessboard, the royal objective requires one more white piece. Yes. Okay. Okay. Yep, it's similar to the one from another realm. Okay, we know this. Nothing in documents for you. You're the one that can put something in Wastebend and have it show up in Max's world. So let's go back to Max. I have a black pawn. We take this and we go here. Open inventory, black pawn. There we go. It's white pawn now. Okay, and then, oh, so no, it's the opposite. Max is moving the stuff over to your world. Interesting. Where did it actually go, though? Because it didn't go in my inventory. Did it automatically transport it to... You enter a room with a strange sense of familiarity. There's now a white pawn on the table. Okay. Pieces are ready to be set on the board. Okay. C3, A1, B3, white king, white knight, white rook. Oh, fuck me. White pawn. Okay, it is a... The Queen's orders to intercept the king are as follows. Each king must be perpendicularly adjacent to a white knight. Perpendicularly adjacent to a white knight. Okay. My brain is having a failure right now and was like, what the hell does perpendicularly mean in this context? Perpendicular, because adjacent. Okay. The black knight can't be perpendicularly adjacent to a rook. The white king must be diagonally adjacent to the white pawn. The pawns can't be on the same column. The white king must be perpendicularly adjacent to a white rook. The white rooks can't be adjacent to in any way to each other. Okay. 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 So, and I can't move the black pieces at all. So the black knight can't be perpendicularly adjacent to a rook. Okay. Let me stare at this for a few seconds. I'm so bad at these kinds of things. Oh, no. Gotta slow my brain down. Okay. So... each king must be perpendicularly adjacent to a white knight. Which would mean... I mean, based off of that, it would mean they would have to be, like, right here. Yeah. Quick pro chess tip, if you eat your opponent's pieces, it's easier to win? I don't know, because they've, like, had their hands all over the piece and stuff. I don't know, that seems nasty. I'd rather lose. The white rooks can't be adjacent in any way to each other. Wait, the white rooks? There's only one white rook, though. That's so weird. The white rooks. Yeah, there's only one. Right? White rook. Yeah, there's only one. What in the hell are you talking about? Okay, C3. Now, question. Can I can't rename it to move where the black ones are. I was like, is that going to be something? Compress. That does nothing. Duplicate. Found invalid number of black pieces. Okay. So yeah, it doesn't want me to do anything with that. But it might want me to duplicate a rook. Yes, because it specifically mentions the white rooks can't be adjacent in any way to each other. So if they can't be adjacent at all to one another, I'm thinking white rook. Do I just name it like C1? Do I just rename it like that? Guessing that's how I put them in? Yes. Okay, so C1 and A3. Alright, cool. So white rooks can't be adjacent in any way to each other. They are not. And I think that's the only configuration where that would be possible. The white king must be perpendicularly adjacent to a white rook. So the white king must be diagonally adjacent to the white pawn. Okay. The pawns can't be on the same column, so that means pawn needs to go here. And if the king has to be perpendicularly adjacent to it, I think that means the king has to go in the middle. Oh wait, no, it needs to be diagonally adjacent to the white pawn. Okay, so white pawn, I think I can put it C2. I did not mean to do that. C2. Alright, and then I think that means white king must be diagonally adjacent to the white pawn, must be perpendicularly adjacent to the white rook. Yes. Okay, so that is B1. Bam. Okay, now we just need to find out where the white knight goes. The black knight can't be perpendicularly adjacent to a rook, that's fine. So I just need to find out where the white knight goes. Oh wait, the king must be perpendicularly adjacent to a white knight, so that means you go in B2. Is that not right? Am I missing a piece? Each king must be perpendicularly adjacent to a white knight. That's the problem. So that means I think I need to swap C2 to A2 and then move B2 to C2. No, that doesn't work either. Okay. Each king must be perpendicularly adjacent to a white knight. Oh, it's because I need to move the king up to B2. King is currently B1. Okay. And I need to be diagonally adjacent from a pawn. Okay, so each king must be perpendicularly adjacent to a white knight. Yes. The white king must be perpendicularly adjacent to a white rook. Okay. Can I switch C1 and C2? Okay. So let's change you to C1. No, but you need to be there. Okay, so no, white rook. This still works. Yeah, I think I just set the white rooks up incorrectly at the beginning. We are kind of hitting the point where it's just going to be a cascading set of issues that I just keep constantly changing things to try and make it work, but I'm never actually getting closer to the solution. Okay. Each king must be perpendicularly adjacent to a white knight. They are. The black knight can't be perpendicularly adjacent to a rook. Black knight can't be... Okay, so that is a problem. But I can't have the rook right here either. Okay, let's work at it this way. Each king must be perpendicularly adjacent to a white knight. I only have one white knight. It does not mention any more. You have to be right here because I can't move the black pieces at all, and they have to be perpendicularly adjacent. So, white knight needs to be right here to satisfy that first condition. Now, I can move the king. The white king must be diagonally adjacent to the white pawn. The black knight can't be perpendicularly adjacent to a rook. Let's change B1 to back to C1. Okay. The white rooks can't be adjacent in any way to each other. The white king must be perpendicularly adjacent to a white rook. I can do that in just a second. The pawns can't be on the same column. The white king must be diagonally adjacent to the white pawn. So now if I move king, who is in B2, to B1... Okay, so now what is wrong here? Oh, it's because I need to be perpendicularly adjacent to a white knight. And the black knight can't be perpendicularly adjacent to a rook. Okay, so yeah, this is the main issue. Yeah, I mean, there's only two possible spots that, okay, so let's rename C1 to C2, just to get it to, like, reset. C3, oops. Oh. Wait, C3, I can't... Users not permission to edit one files in current selection. Can edit C3. Oh, it's because I've started naming them, so I'm getting mixed up on which ones are the actual... I need A3, God. Rename that to C2. Yes. And then A2, I also want to rename to C2. And we're just gonna work from this way. Okay, so each king must be perpendicularly adjacent to a white knight. So if I move B1 to C1, we're right here, right now. The only problem is I need to also be perpendicularly adjacent to a rook. And that's impossible because the black knight can't be perpendicularly adjacent to a rook. So if I put that right there, that doesn't work. So king must be in B2. God, I hate these puzzles. Okay. King has to be in B2. This is now completely satisfied. Okay. So... now the issue becomes... well, if you're there, I can't put... white king must be perpendicularly adjacent to a white rook. That seems impossible, right? I mean, I know it's not, but... and both king... each king must be perpendicularly adjacent to a white knight. Oh, this feels... impossible currently? Is there something else I need, or can I actually solve this right now? I don't suppose the thing I took a note of matters. That had the king being strangled? Maybe that is important somehow. Each king must be perpendicularly adjacent to a white knight. Yeah. That's your king. That's my king. Let me just make sure. I'm not, like, looking at this wrong, right? C3. That is a king. Okay, each king must be perpendicularly adjacent to a white knight. That is done. Because I can't move the pawn. Have I actually tried, though? Nope, don't have permission. And I can't move A1. No, I can't do anything with these. I can't compress them, even. Okay. I can with my own, though. Does that do anything? B2, that did not. Duplicate, properties, compress. Restore file to original state. No. Yeah, the problem is just I don't see a way to make this work. Does adjacent technically have to mean they have to be right beside it? Because if there's a blank space here in the middle, I could put the king at A2. Let's try that. Okay, so we're at B2 currently. Let's move to A2. We need to put a white rook at A3. I am perpendicularly adjacent to a white rook. I am perpendicularly adjacent to that. There's just a space in between. I need to put the pawn at B1. And then I just need to put the other white rook at C1? That doesn't work. That doesn't work. The black knight can't be perpendicularly adjacent to a rook. The white king must be diagonally adjacent to the white pawn. The pawns can't be... Oh, it's because the pawn's on the same column. So that could potentially be the issue here, but that's the only possible spot I could put it to make this hypothesis of mine work. Okay, so if that's the case, what we are going to do, wait, restore file to its original state. Oh no. Duplicate. There we go. Oh wait, no, it's not that one. It's A3. Duplicate. I think I got rid of one of my rooks and I need that. Okay, so my other plan is trying this, but the reverse. So the white knight is currently is at C2. Move that to C1. Now you're adjacent to it. Now I move my king, who is at A2, to B1. So they're both adjacent, I just can't put anything right here. That might be why there's an open spot on the board specifically to make this work. Now, I need my second rook to be in B2. And then I need the pawn to be in A2? That didn't work either. Why didn't that work now? Each king must be perpendicularly adjacent to a white knight, yes. The black knight can't be perpendicularly adjacent to a rook. You're not. The white king must be diagonally adjacent to the white pawn. You are. The pawns can't be on the same column. They're not. The white king must be perpendicularly adjacent to a white rook. You are. The white rooks can't be adjacent in any way to each other. That's the issue. That's the problem. So this would possibly work. It's just this is the issue. But I need both white rooks. Otherwise this doesn't work, I don't think. I'm feeling like this is the solution here. But I just don't know how to make this work now, because these two are too close to each other. I mean, at least I spotted the white rooks thing pretty quickly, because I could have seen myself getting hung up on that. I didn't need that. I don't know. I thought maybe I was getting somewhere, but it's like, that's always the frustrating thing with these puzzles and why my brain just turns off from them. It feels like if I get a correct answer, it's like, no, 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 that's not quite right. And then I'm just like, oh, okay, my brain is tired of trying to think. Because there's always like one thing that trips you up. That's why I didn't mind them as much in Blueprints, because it usually doesn't matter if you miss them. Like if you screw up, it's like, oh, whatever. But when I'm locked behind progress in one of these, it's always awful. Each king must be perpendicularly adjacent. Like I said, this is the problem, but there's only two different spaces I could actually put this. Because they can't be beside each other. At all. So I would have to put it like here. But then we would run into the issue of... C1... Name that B2. Okay. B2... Go to C1. Alright. That in no way, shape, or form works, I don't think. There's no possible way it can work because both knights can't be perpendicularly adjacent to a white knight. Interesting, interesting, interesting. Yeah. It just feels very hard to make that work at all. That's always the roughest part when you're playing one of these games too, because I don't know if this is a riddle or if I actually need to do something else. Like, is it solvable right now? I'm just not seeing the solution? Or do I need something else and this is completely insolvable and I'm wasting my time? That's always the worst feeling. Can't be perpendicularly adjacent to you. I mean, let's try to put the white knight back at C2. Your break can come back. I'm considering it, but I know if I try to come back, I'm gonna not remember what I was doing, but we will see. I'm gonna look at it for just like a little bit longer. So if you two need to be adjacent to each other, And we've tried this and it didn't work. Like swapping these two. Why did that not work again? Whatever, let's try it one more time just to remind myself. Whoops, A1 is not the correct one, it's A2. Change that to A1. Okay, and then change B1 to A2. So yeah, why did this not work? The pawns can't be on the same column, that's why it doesn't work. And you can't be adjacent from each other, so that's why that doesn't work. Yeah, if I put either the rooks in the middle, then there's no way this works, ever. And you can't be near a rook. So yeah, the rooks have to be in these corners, I think. There's no other possible way it works, because this is locked down from rooks, and then they can't be too close to each other. And obviously these are here. So rooks must be there. No other way about it. Yeah. So if they have to be there, and I don't have to worry about moving those. The pawns being in the same column is now the issue. If I can fix that, we're good. I just don't see a way to do so. Because if I move king at A2 to B2, and then if I put the pawn right there, the pawn's not diagonal from the king, and there's no possible way for the pawn to be. And I could try to move, like, the knight, but once again, both kings need to be adjacent to it. Both kings need to be adjacent to it. So if even if I swap these, they're not directly adjacent based off of the language. I think I see it. I might just ask for help in a second, because I don't think I'm getting it. I've run like every iteration through my head, and aside from just like, as far as my brain thinks, that would be like breaking the rules to have something in between, because then they're not perpendicularly adjacent. Adjacent has to mean right beside. So... and if you two can't work... white pawn... and yeah, this will never work. Oh, then I don't see it? Okay. So yeah, I mean, like I said, it seems like it's impossible, which is making me think, like, is there something else to this that I just don't know, and I'm trying to solve it, and it's a waste of time? I don't know. I don't know. C2. Okay, let's try... Let's try it. I mean, there's nothing wrong with trying it. So, C1, boom. White rook, C2. You need to be adjacent. But then we still run into the issue of there's no way for me to get the king. Oh, no, I would have to move the king here. So B1, A2, and then B2, B1. Okay, they're next to each other. The kings must be perpendicularly adjacent to a white knight. I mean, there's something in the middle. Yeah, that's why I wanted to try it, just to make sure. I don't want to assume it doesn't work without trying it, because I've made that mistake many times. Black knight can't be perpendicularly adjacent to a rook. You're not. The white king must be diagonally adjacent to the white pawn. You are. The pawns can't be on the same column. They're not. The white king must be perpendicularly adjacent to a white rook. So the problem with that is if I moved you over here, these two would be too close to each other. The white rooks can't be adjacent in any way to each other. So there's no way for this to count either. Because you need to be perpendicularly adjacent. If I move you up, you're not perpendicularly adjacent to this anymore. I don't see it. I don't see it. I don't see a way for it to ever happen either. I will try one more thing. One more thing. A3. You turn into A1. We put the knight, who is at C1, at A3. You were perpendicularly adjacent. Pawn. You go there. B2, or sorry, B1 needs to be moved to A2. So they are both perpendicularly adjacent. Now the issue becomes there's no possible place I could put the rooks. No possible place at all. Because there's not enough space for them on the board, basically. They would be adjacent with each other no matter what. So yeah, that doesn't work either. Yeah, I give up on that. Fuck that. Go away, actually. Gotta click exit. Yeah, I have no idea what the deal with that is. There is a bishop right here, but I'm assuming we maybe get that by completing this, was my thought. And then there is also the book. We look at it, we turn on our color lens. And if I make this red, yeah, there's this. Which I have no idea what that's supposed to be. It's the king clearly getting murdered, I think. But I don't know what that means. I'll have to edit the rules notepad. I did think about that and didn't try it, so let me pull that back up. Shit, where was that? It was... Word looks ready for... Here it is, yeah. So... Can I... Let's see. Let me close that. You have unsaved changes. Are you sure you want to close? All changes will be lost, yeah. Okay, so let's set it up where we could change like one thing and have it work. Each king must be perpendicularly adjacent to a... What's one that I could actually make work? Rook? Must be perpendicularly adjacent to a white rook. Does that work? Save. It saves a copy. Can I delete the old one? No. So I can edit it, but it saves it as a copy. It doesn't actually overwrite this one. It doesn't look like. Because that was me just clicking save, and it did that. So I don't think that works. Yeah, I'm going to have to come back to this one. I don't know what's going on with that. Like I said, maybe there's just something weird going on here that I'm supposed to pick up from like a different area or world and do something with. We still have all of this garbage Through tidal waves and infernal flames, the moon will guide the ship's sails. Yeah, and then there's all this garbage. And then Maximus... I don't think I can do anything with you now. You're completely out of stuff. You need like a crank for a ship. The tank looks empty. There's nothing in there. This wandering... in the past can cause so much harm. Burn it all. Yeah. Inanna is the thing it's giving me there. Witnessing the reflection of the piece that has nothing else to offer. Okay, so Maximus is actually fairly limited, at least at the moment. So I don't think I have to worry about anything with Max. Alright, Maxine, please. Please, 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 please. Okay. I guess we're done there. Admin. Back to Halibut. Okay. Let's see if maybe we can do something with this. Let's see if maybe we can do something with this. Left, right, left, down, left was what I kind of discovered. But I don't know what I'm getting here from that, because this is the ASCII art. This is the ASCII art. Ow. Why does it keep doing that? Yeah, and it's right, left, down. Yeah, and then there's other things that look like they could begin to form something, but they don't. Okay. Yeah, and then there's interesting story. Skull. Oh, that's what that means. That's what that means. It has like little things pertaining to each of them. I know what that is. The skull, rabbit, and frog pertain to chat logs from Maxine's friends. So I probably have to pull their chat logs up at some point once I get access to them in Nextdoor, and then that helps me out with whatever this puzzle solution is in some way. So that we have. Wait a second, can we actually pull those up right now? Because no, we have no chat logs, damn it. None at all. Okay, back to Halibut. Look behind me. Yeah, it's the storyteller page. Use it on this? Is it like, can I drag it? No. Look behind you. Is that? That doesn't help. Most of the forgotten civilizations surround you. The walls depict instructions referencing things out of this world. And most importantly, they all seem to point towards a sunken ship. The walls of the ship are full of cracks. Whether they look like wooden planks or something more, it's all a matter of perspective. You can even find patterns between them and the symbols written on the walls. Okay, and then this was... You can find the sunken ship where memories were stored. Yeah, that we know. Memory lane, sunken memories. So look behind you.stp changed nothing. Okay. What about renaming this? Okay, I don't have permission to change that one, but I did have permission to change the name of this one, which means that might be important. I might have been on the right track with this. Nice work. Hopefully it actually means something. Just kind of piecing things together slowly can be helpful. Let's ask you, system tip. I don't think you need any system tips anymore. After all, you were smart enough to get here. Oh, fuck you. Hee hee hee. What? What can I do? Wait. Thanks, that's all. Talk to me. Solving this requires a good memory, don't you think? Are you a fan of detective stories? Just a hunch. Nope, I have nothing else to say. Continue solving puzzles. Hate you. Okay, the only other thing I can think of... Okay, I can't change that. So the fact that I could change the name of this into Look Behind You, because I can't rename any of these other things. So the fact that I can rename this one means this must be something. So let's try naming it Interesting Story. You're underwater. You can find patterns between them. Yeah, why can I change the name of this? Restore to the original state. Compress? That doesn't help at all, I don't think. Properties, yeah, it's just a flat file. Duplicate? That means nothing to me. Delete. Get out of here. Go away. Yeah, we don't need you. So why can I do things with that? Because there has to be a reason. Walls of the ship are full of cracks. Whether they look like wooden planks or something more is all a matter of perspective. You can even find patterns between them and the symbols written on the walls. Wait a second. Faded instructions, memory lane. Where's my documents? Notes. Okay. Tidal waves and infernal flames, the moon will guide the ship's sails. Okay, so right, left, down was there. So that is in here, so the ones that I saw. So it's all about filling in the spaces in between. And it said there was something to do with this. So is there any way that these pertain? Right, left, down. Right, so yeah, this could mean left. Then right. Then I don't see how that would equal left. That, down, left. No, that doesn't make sense. And then these final three would have to be something to do with our friends, so I don't think I could do that. And renaming stuff, like I said here, doesn't seem to actually help me at all. Because I've tried changing everything to that. And the eyeball has to be talking about Interesting Story. Or Look Behind You. And like I said, it has it going in here, but I can't actually do that. And then what does this little logo mean? Alright, what did I write down here again? Left, right, left, down, left. Left, right, left, down, left. That would mean there's a few more things, and I probably need these things to do it. Yeah, I don't think I can do this until I get whatever that chess puzzle is solved. Because it seems like I need to unlock something new for Maximus. And until I do that, there's nothing that I can do here. I was wondering, where do you always end up in places like these? Standing in the shop, you think about expressing yourself through art. Perhaps often bring the strongest memories back to life. I mean, I haven't opened Sketchy recently. But have you ever stopped to think about what it is you're actually reliving? If clinging to the past can cause so much harm, isn't it just better to burn it all? I don't think sketchy is helpful. I haven't really had to use next sum that much. Chronolog, settings, log out. I can't think of any way to burn something. Settings. My screensaver, is there anything useful here? Pipes, text bounce, maze. Maze. Text. Text bounce, pipes, aquarium, aurora. Yeah, I don't think there's anything useful there. Yeah, I solved like one thing and then just got super stuck. Okay. Deflection of the bishop is inverting its colors. Can I take? The bishop is already in use. The mirror in front of it is similar to one from another realm, so... Okay, it is bolted to the table, so yeah, I just can't do anything with that at all. If I... King has escaped his palace and Her Majesty has grown resentful. The king and his horse have found shelter in a grotto near the kingdom's outskirts. Her Majesty, however, has found her husband's hideout and is planning an ambush. If she doesn't capture him in one fell swoop, he will flee on his horse and warn the kingdom of this treason. Do I need to make a queen somehow? Maybe? Maybe I do need to make a queen somehow. Because this must be important in some way. Okay. Let's get back to the chessboard. I know we hate seeing this, but... And just to confirm, I can't rename all this. You're already our queen? I wish I had that busted of movement. That would be sick. Imagine me just being able to diagonal some people. So I can't change anyone into a queen. Being able to strafe in real life? I know, right? Wouldn't that be sick? That'd be the best. Let me try rename. White Queen. Found invalid format for renamed file. Chess piece file has been renamed. Okay, so I can't transition the king. Confirmed. Unfortunate. That doesn't work. Because it wouldn't have worked on the black queen, so it had to have been the white queen. Should you try to do it with a pawn? I could. I don't know if that's going to work either, but... I mean, in chess, those are the ones that actually can. But yeah, it doesn't allow it. Some people can double jump, so I think MB people should be allowed to strafe. Unfortunately, we don't have a game canonizing this lore. If there comes out like, I don't know, what's a good strafe shooting, like, you know. If it comes out that Samus is non-binary, then it's like, oh, okay. Samus is non-binary. MBs get an arm cannon and can strafe. Actually, fuck that. I would want a screw attack. Just constantly jump and I'm invincible while doing it? Hell yeah. The King's Demise. So I'm wondering if the royal objective also plays into this. King has escaped his palace and Her Majesty has grown resentful. Interesting. Stuck on the weak cis class? Yeah, I mean, I used to know how that was. At least you just get a general buff in real life. If you're cis passing, you know, someone's not going to automatically immediately get aggressive with you just because of it. Okay, all of you, you stupid little pieces. Get the hell off my board. Get the hell off my board. You two, knight. A1. There we go. Okay. Okay. At least I took the pan skill tree. Yeah. Yeah, I got pan, Demi, Poly. It's a fucking lot of things. Hey, Atticus. It's, things are happening. That's all I can say. Truly. So the reason I bring this up is it says the king's escaped his palace and the queen's resentful. The king and his horse have found shelter in a grotto. In a grotto. Near the kingdom's outskirts. So. White King. C1. That's a grotto. That's on the outskirts. White Knight. C2. They are adjacent to each other. There's only one possible place the pawn could be, and it's right there, which means this doesn't work, I don't think. Actually, white pawn, A3. You are diagonally adjacent to a pawn. This is true. Each king must be perpendicularly adjacent to a white knight. They are. The black king can't be perpendicularly, or the black knight can't be perpendicularly adjacent to a rook. The white king must be, okay, so that's the problem here. If I have you right here like this, how's it diagonally adjacent when it's not touching? So I'm not even sure that works, Del. I've, as far as I understood, tried every single iteration where they were actually touching, and it seemed impossible. So I was like, maybe it considers as long as there's no space. Like, that's the thing. Like, does it mean space? Does it mean no space? To me, in my brain, adjacent would have to be directly beside each other. But there's times where that's just seemed impossible. So I started working with this train of thought to see if anything would happen. Do you need to have two rooks? Since it says it here, I'm thinking yeah. Since it says it here, because it's the only one that's plural. And I only had one white rook at the beginning. So I'm thinking since it's plural, there have to be two. To make things work. It's usually understood to be any space around the piece, including diagonals. And yeah, they specify if it's diagonal or perpendicular to it. This one isn't on the board, it's not adjacent. That could be something... That could be some shit they would do. And since it came from your gremlin brain, I wouldn't be surprised if that was the solution. Okay. 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 A3. A1. So, get rid of that. Now. White king must be perpendicularly adjacent to a white rook. So, if I move you... If we're working with perpendiculars again, this is rough. Yeah. You can have rook a3 and pawn b2. Rook a3, yeah, that's what I was just thinking of, because I was like, wait, that doesn't work. Let's make sure we have this up. It hurts my brain too. God, I wish there was a better place to put this. I hate these kinds of puzzles. Okay. Lock in. All right. Let's assume once again, let's give it another stab with a fresh mind. Each king must be perpendicularly adjacent to a white knight. The only possible instances where that could possibly work out is right here. Ooh, wait a second. Let's try something thinking in Raxby's idea. So, currently the white knight is right here. And it said that the queen said that the knight was on the outskirts. I want to see where the knight goes when I place it off the board. You following? It goes right there. So my idea is not valid because my idea was if it gets placed like, you know, like right here or something, you could technically be adjacent to it and then maybe I could make that work or something, but no, I don't think that works. Each king must be perpendicularly adjacent to a white knight. Now, what if I can duplicate one? I can duplicate one. Where's the white king go? Okay. So, let me try taking away this. Let me delete that. And then I just want to do that and see if like the spots that they go are like seated or something, or if they all have their own specific spot that they go to. Why did that not work? C1, A1. There we go. Okay, so king always goes over here. So yeah, that doesn't work. That does not work. But my other idea might work. So duplicate that. If I put the king at A3, you are technically adjacent to a white knight. And by having two white knights, I preserve this one that's sitting right here. So I can then put this other white knight at C2. Then we run into the problem of I have nowhere to put the rooks. Okay, the king must be perpendicularly adjacent to a white knight. You are. Black knight cannot be perpendicularly adjacent to a rook. So we could have put at least one rook down. Because it could go over here. And that would be fine. King A3 also makes the white pawn impossible. Wait, does it? Must be diagonally adjacent to the white pawn. The white pawn can go right here, which would be diagonally adjacent, right? If I put that B2. Yeah, we should be good right there. Diagonally adjacent. Oh, can't be on the same column. Damn it, you're right. Okay, so yeah, I mean, this train of thought maybe could have been something. I don't think it is, though. I'm gonna get rid of C2. Okay, so yeah, because the only thing it says we have multiple of is the rooks. Okay, what's something weird I haven't tried yet? Because sometimes doing that helps. A1, B2. Okay. Each king must be perpendicularly adjacent to a white knight. White knight. C2. Like I said, I think that's the only way that can work. So anybody can change the size of the board? I don't think so, because this is like hard-coded into the game. I don't get the ability to look at the source code of that. Because that would be a cool way to solve the puzzle, but I don't think so. Welcome back, Sage. What if you try to spawn something on a D? It might just tell me it's invalid. It's the same puzzle? Sure is. When your brain's this... D1. Yeah, found in valid format for renamed file. Okay. Yeah, and you need to be directly adjacent. Okay. A3. C1. Okay, let's try to work through this in a little bit better manner. So each king must be perpendicularly adjacent to a white knight. That is happening. The white king must be diagonally adjacent to a white pawn. I can make that happen. The pawns can't be on the same column. Can't make that happen. Actually, no, this is impossible. So the king can't be here. King has to be a B2. In this particular setup. But the problem with B2 is if I put the king at B2, there's zero way for me to make the rook work. Because the only possible places I could put it is right here. And I can't do that because of the black knight. But with rook 1 on and rook 1 off, it could work. That could work, yeah. Well, no, it can't... No, it still can't work because they can't be adjacent to this one at all. And the king still has to be perpendicularly adjacent to one. So basically, A2, B1 are just banned. Rook A3 and pawn C1. If rook is A3, then my knight won't be perpendicularly adjacent to it. And if I move king to A2, then it won't be perpendicularly adjacent to this knight. I will try, though. I want to say this is one we've tried before. B2, A2. So there's going to be a gap, but... And then I just put the pawn at B1. Yeah. King was fine in B2? No, because it wasn't perpendicularly adjacent. It has to be perpendicularly adjacent to the rook. B1, C. Pawn C1, not B1. Okay. C1. And then you say king was fine in B2. Okay. But yeah, this doesn't work because this isn't in the right spot. but I can't move it here either. This doesn't pass all rules because the rook and the king need to be perpendicularly adjacent to each other. Is it alright if I throw it? Yeah, at this point, absolutely. At this point, this is a collaborative effort because I've been stuck on this puzzle for a while. So, by all means, throw out any and all ideas. Yeah, there's so many rules that constantly contradict each other. Black pawn A3. I can't move the black pawns at all. I can't move the black pieces at all. So, they are stuck in place. If I try to move them at all, like, I don't have any permissions. I can't even duplicate them or anything. Yeah, it's rough. Alt F4? Yeah, I mean, that's probably the big solution here. King's demise, royal objective. King has escaped his palace and Her Majesty has grown resentful. The king and his horse have found shelter in a grotto near the kingdom's outskirts. His Majesty, however, has found... Or Her Majesty, however, has found her husband's hideout and is planning an ambush. If she doesn't capture him in one fell swoop, he will flee on his horse and warn the kingdom of this treason. So maybe this isn't useful at all for actually solving this. Maybe it is just this. Copying the rules and deleting the original? Yeah, you can't delete the original one here. Yeah, I don't have permission to delete it, and I don't have permission to rename it. I can edit it, but it just saves a copy. And then I can't use the copy instead, basically. U, A1, C1, A1, okay. Oops, I closed the thing. Trying to cook here. That's impossible, though. Maybe not, though. Maybe not. This is, once again, working with what Raxby said. But... we have one... I've mentioned that we shouldn't put the rook in the middle because then it's impossible to put a second rook down, but if we leave it on the outside of the board, like Raxby said, we still run the issue of I can't have the knight in the right spot. And this is the only diagonal spot from the knight. I was thinking that might be it, but yeah, there's no way to make that work. Because if I put the king right here at b2, Whoops. If I put the... Wait, what? Oh, B1. Sorry. B1. If I put the king at B1, you are directly adjacent there. I can put a pawn right here, but you're not perpendicularly adjacent to this. Which is the big issue here. Wait a maybe? Let's try something I don't think is going to work. So, my logic here is the king is next to a white knight, right? It says here that the king and his horse are found in a shelter in a grotto near the kingdom's outskirts. Can the king possibly count as a knight too? Because the king has a horse with him? So in this instance, you would be beside a white knight, but so would the black one here. This would probably not work, but it feels stupid not to try it. B1. No, because yeah. I'm grasping at straws here. Did stream just go down? Welcome back. Wait, I'm back? I didn't even realize it went down. That was just like a weird internet blip. My internet didn't even actually fully go down there. Maybe that was Twitch? Because I could even still see messages coming through chat. Like, on OBS. That was weird. I think that was Twitch. Because, yeah, it doesn't even say I dropped any frames or anything. You're showing offline on Discord? That sounds like Twitch, yeah. What's the last message you saw before my back now? I don't even see your back now. I saw Dell's welcome back. The last message I saw was, and copying the rules and deleting the original work didn't work, right? That was the last message I saw, and then the next one I saw was Dell saying welcome back, and then the rake saying it is back. You missed the riot? There was a riot? What did I do? Did everyone see the solution and it's been right in front of our faces? I missed like 5 minutes in? That's so weird. My internet never even went down. Isn't this impossible in its current state? That's what I was thinking, but I don't see anywhere else that I could do anything. Like, it feels impossible, but there's nothing else to do anywhere else. Yeah, I usually take my pieces off when I'm trying to just completely reset things. But so far it has not been helpful. Because I basically just retread the same exact steps. Oops, not that one, C1. B2. A1. Okay. And I can't move the black pieces at all. The black horse makes it impossible for the rooks. That's what I'm saying. Like, the only way I knew to get both of the rooks on the board was to put them at A3 and C1. So it just seems weird. The messages you missed into Discord? Let me look. Oh yeah. Yeah, no, I alt F4'd for sure. That fucks with the white horse requirement because then you need king middle and you can't satisfy the pawn requirement. Yeah. Yeah, that's where it's just looping around completely. And like I said, it could just be that I'm missing something here that I could be doing, but it seems like changing the rules is not the solution. It doesn't seem like there's anything interesting here except for the king and his horse have found shelter in a grotto near the kingdom's outskirts, which I was kind of reading like, this is the kingdom? You tried hidden files yet? I know I did on one of the computers, I don't know if I did here. No, nothing there. Nothing there. Nothing there. I'm just gonna stare at this for a few seconds. I didn't have 2 rooks to start, I only had 1, but the rules here specify, it says the white rooks, so I duplicated one of them so I would have 2. Because it specifically has plural rooks. We're going to assume you only need 1. We can try... because that might be the solution, and it might be what Raxby talked about, where you have 2 rooks, but you leave 1 off the board. Because if it's just 1 rook, the solution should be pretty simple. Yeah, see, it can't be there, though. Yeah, see, that's not possible, because those are... well... but then I can't satisfy that requirement. So I put this... B2. White knight has to be C2. It does. Which is why I was moving this over here. Because I was going to put knight right here. But then I can't move you down and satisfy this. So having the rook in the middle doesn't work at all. Pawn A3. I'm terrible at these two, him. King B2. I'm forgetting the white king and rook. Yeah. It's so rough. That one's the worst, yeah. Yeah, the pawns as well. Like, it feels tailor-made to just be like, fuck. Pawns can't be on the single. Try rook a3, king b2. Whoops. I need to move the rook. Oh wait, pawn is there. Rook a3, knight c2. So that doesn't work because the king isn't adjacent to the rook. Yeah, this is a toughie. It does feel like it is impossible, which I kind of came to the conclusion of earlier, but I legitimately don't know what else it would expect me to do. Do you like chess? Personally, I think it's pretentious. Okay, you know, I really love seeing you solve puzzles, even when I didn't know it was you. No more I can tell you, Guppy. Continue playing. Okay. You just wanted to tell me you think chess is pretentious. Thanks. We run into the same issue again with the Black Horse Rook again. The Black Horse Rook is the worst. Black Knight can't be perpendicularly adjacent to a rook. White King must be diagonally adjacent to a white pawn. Wait, question? Shoot. Black Knight can't be adjacent to a rook. Would it be allowed if it was multiple rooks? You might be a genius, Raxby. That is a good call in the language that I did not think about. So we are going to try it. The rooks can't touch though. Oh, that's right. They can't be adjacent to in any way to each other. So if I had the rooks in A2, B2, that still wouldn't work. Have you tried naming stuff like A4 or D1? I did. It doesn't work, unfortunately. I mean, I do know one thing I haven't tried. Do know one thing I haven't tried. What if we swap it? That doesn't work. Okay. I was curious. I was gonna try 3A instead of, you know, they set up like letter first number. I was like, maybe if we swap them around, something weird can happen. Like, what if I try 2A just because there was, yeah, no, it's invalid. Can you spawn in a black rook? I can't duplicate them. Invalid number of black pieces. Duplicates have been deleted. So it doesn't want you adding any, and it doesn't want you deleting any either. Because I don't have permissions. Rename white rook to black rook. I can try that. Oops. Nope. Found invalid format for renamed file. Chess piece file name has been reverted. I have also tried compressing them and things. Compressing them doesn't visually change them like it has in some other puzzles before. I've also tried, like... I don't think I can change, like, a rook to a knight. Whoops. Yeah, that doesn't work either. It's got to be something weird like that, because it definitely does not seem solvable right now. And I've tried viewing hidden files in here. What about duping a knight? I did do that earlier. I did dupe a knight earlier. So maybe we should return to that. Because the thing I did earlier... It would give me more options. The only problem I ran into with that is you start to fill the board so much, and the rooks have to be in such specific spots that it makes it kind of hard. But... I think that's it. The king has escaped. Try again. That's a new message. Oh, I do have pawns in the same column, you're right. But, the fact that... Swap king and pawn, this is it. So we did have to fill up the board. That's specifically what it wanted. It wanted every single space filled. Yeah. Yeah, that was it. Okay. You just had to... Whoops. Okay. If I had seen that message earlier, we would have solved this way sooner. There we go. Well done. The king has no escape. And Max's screen is bleeding in more aggressively to our desktop. Yeah, that was a good collaborative effort. I started on that double knight stuff a little bit earlier, and then I think I got distracted by something else and stopped before following through with it. I did nothing. Emotional support is still important. So the magic circle I can now use. Okay, Max got a chess figurehead. Okay. Oh, that goes on the ship of Theseus. That goes on the ship of Theseus. Right? It's a figurehead for a ship. Yes, attached chess piece. There it is. Whoa, lost you for a bit there. Everything is fine, don't worry. Okay, it fits perfectly on the figurehead. Wonderful. What does that do for me? Tank with a sunken ship and an empty fishing hook. On a closer look, the hook looks like it once had a lure attached to it. Fuck me. We got nothing from that. That's one half of this puzzle. Because now I need a lure on the fishing hook, which I think means we need to go to Halibut. And we need to solve whatever in the fuck is going on here. Which I started to solve, but couldn't figure it out as well. So we are back to square none. Through tidal waves and infernal flames, the moon will guide the ship's sails. But yeah, thanks to everybody for helping me solve that, because I never would have gotten that otherwise. That was rough. Yeah, and then there's this garbage. The walls of the ship are full of cracks. Whether they look like wooden planks or something more, it's all a matter of perspective. You can even find pictures between them and the symbols, patterns between them and the symbols written on the wall. Let's try going back to Maximus and look at the ship here. Does it mean this? I know I'm not seeing anything visually here. And there was nothing else over here. Yeah, like I'm totally done with this. There's no more use. Well, there's no use for this board. It's already in use. Artifacts like this, yeah. Bishops attached. Yeah, okay, so I think we're done here. My brain has gone to cooldown after that one. Yeah, that one was a pain. Wait, there's new stuff in the... Oh, it's just this. Okay. It's just that. I got excited for a second. Okay. Okay, and the ship. This is clearly a thing to... There's nothing to actually read into in the walls of the ship because it mentioned something about the boards here. Yeah, whether they look like wooden planks or something more is a matter of perspective. So I'm pretty sure that's just referring to this. Which we get right, left, down from, and that is all. That is all you get from it. It says it's a matter of perspective. And I can't see any reason why this shouldn't be full screened. Because I think you just need to go left and right with it. Wait a second. There's nothing there? Is that not something with color lens? Blue? No. 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 Never thought I would be taking ASCII art this seriously. Right, left. Wait a second. Is that what it wants? Wait. Okay. Right. Left. Down. And then that looks like that was forming down too, right here. I guess that's just a continuation of this, though. Down. screen keeps glitching out too. And see, it looks like there's almost one that's going to get formed up here. Alright, you know what? For this one, I don't know what's going on. I am just going to try and brute force it with what I've gotten. Left, right, left, down, left, down. Not right. Oh, okay. Okay, it's right. Left, right, left, down, left, right. Left? Oh. What is left? Okay, down. Okay, I mean, I just brute forced that one. But, whatever. If it lets me do it, then fine. System has ran out of memory. It used to be cluttered by guilt. To proceed, you must let go. Damn. My doctor assigned a lady to put signs in my own home. I can't even write in my notebooks without her going through them. Why are they doing this? I'm not crazy. Fish? That's terrifying. All I can think of when looking at it is that meme that everybody threw out about Code Geass that has, like, Suzaru, I think his name was, where it's like, I will now proceed to pleasure this fish. That's what I think of when I see that. Is slowly. Okay. Alright, what is left? So, I know that she has this... Oh, it's run out of windows. And I can't close them. Oh, no. Get rid of the faded instructions. These are all locked on my screen. Until I get rid of them. Trippy. Doctor assigned a lady. View. Edit. Okay. Put signs in my own home. I can't even write in my notebooks without her going through them. Why are they doing this? I'm not crazy. Can't help but notice when I click on one window, it moves like all of them. And that seems weird to me. Even if they're not like, you know, visually in front of it or anything. So I'm like, okay, it just messed them up again. Okay, I think I see. This one? Do I need to put you there like you were in there? No. Photo solitaire time? Apparently. Like, if I can just move a bunch of these things out of the way for a quick second, so I can visually see what the hell is going on here. Okay. And yeah, with this... Okay, it won't let me. It refuses to allow you to do it. Okay. You go over here. Wait. Close the note and get space. I can close the note, yeah. I was leaving it open just in case it might be useful, but I don't think it's letting me open the chrono lens no matter what. I think it's still going to tell me I have too many programs open. Yeah. Oh. Oh, I know the password. No, that's not it. That's not it. Interesting. There's a picture in Maxine's version of this area that has the picture of them all on the boat, and it says Inanna on it. So I thought that might have been it. I guess it's just Big Catch. Oh, no, that's Big Catch. Yeah, it's just Big Catch because that one was in brackets. I was just kind of overwhelmed by all the shit going on, but... They asked me to stop using the computer. Why? The screen says year 2007, but if I say something about it, they tell me it's correct. I don't understand why. This is rough. Don't forget. No. Stay out of my home. Where is Walter? Where is... Walter is Gwen with the... Oh. God, this is so fucked. Okay. Away. The waste bin. Would you like to recover your waste bin icon? Yeah. Big Catch, don't forget that image. Files, no directory to go back to. It exists in between desktops. Let me see. So we gotta go back to Max. And I gotta go over here and go to my waste bin. See, there's the painting I was talking about. But we need this. A recycle bin full of files. A closer look reveals family photos scattered around. Wait, don't I want them then? Admin? Is there something over here I can do? No. I thought that was it. I thought we just went here as Max and picked up the stuff from here. Yeah, can you pick them up, please? No? Okay, fine, be that way. So how am I gonna do this then? File has no directory to go back to. Big Catch, don't forget Trio. Properties? Unknown file type, desktop / waste bin. Okay, well, we solved that. Through tidal waves and infernal flames, the moon will guide the ship's sails. Can I move these in there? No. Interesting story. We still need to be able to open things before I can do that. Wait, view hidden... Oh, I can't view hidden items in the... File has no directory. Restore. Properties? Memory lane / don't forget. Memory lane / angler trio. Memory lane / big catch. Oh, wait. Can I make a new... No, that's what it's saying. File has no directory to go back to. It exists in between desktops. It's because... Oh, wait, no. It can... Never mind, memory lane is right here. I don't know what it wants now. I thought that was cut and dry. Just go to Max, grab the item. Like, that made so much sense to me. That's what I did with the other thing. But I'm guessing I need to repair the file some way before it's willing to allow me to do that? Yeah, the visual noise can be a lot. But I don't think you can disable that at all. Because the little noise keeps bothering the absolute fuck out of me, like the static. But I don't think you can turn it off. Yeah, I already have everything off. I am unsure. Like I have no idea why Maxine can't just pick up the stuff. Like that seems like it makes so much sense to me but I guess because it exists between desktops, like that doesn't work or something. I don't know. And this one just seems like totally useless now. Yeah, there's nothing to gather here. So it's got to be something to do with these two desktops. I just don't know what. And the waste bin has like a special thing there, but I can't like rename them or anything. The book was the fire symbol for the color lens. Did you get that? I did. I don't think it's for this. It basically just shows like a rope or some sort of like ethereal thing going around the king's neck. I think that's for later because that's probably what this is referencing. Through tidal waves and infernal flames, the mood will guide the ship's sails. And then this, I think I need access to their stuff before I can do anything with that. And I can't like drag files. Cause like Maxine's fucking desktop is through here. Well, you are called Maximus there. Happens if you log out. Cannot complete user request. An open executable D daemon is preventing the operation. I did have one more idea. Set my screensaver to aquarium. Preview. Can escaping to a screensaver do anything? Doesn't look like it. I mean, it stops the visual noise, which is nice. The sound is still there, though. That does not help me. That doesn't help me either. Okay, don't know if that's useful at all. Yeah, and I just can't do anything. Cannot permanently delete file. Path equals X users don't forget. OS. Unable to determine if user has valid permission. Exception from file sys. Can I open... Nope, I can't open like the command prompt on this one. Wait, I can on you though. No, I can't. They took the ability away on this one. Damn. What in the fuck does it want from me here? Hello. Yeah, I don't think he really needs system tips anymore. Nope, I have nothing else to say. Okay. Get out of here then, Pizarro. You're useless. Yeah, I just don't know. And I can't view hidden files. Sort by name, size, type, date. That does nothing. Edit, select all, invert selection. Select all, file, new window. Yeah, there's nothing here in the window that will help. And I can't just shut down? That just closes the game, I'm pretty sure. Chronolog I can open, but... Oh my god, what the fuck does it want? I'm so tired of that sound effect, I'm turning it off. At least until it stops. Somehow I think that turned off the music too. Somehow I think that turned off the music too. I don't know how, but I just don't want that happening. It's giving me a headache. Like, I get it, you know, for the aesthetic and everything, but also it makes me want to die. Can you beatbox while you think? No, my brain would probably explode. And as much as I want that to happen, it's probably not the best place for it. Directory to go back to. I'm not sure why the music stopped just because I turned the sound effects down. Because it was playing music. Do I have to be in Maximus? No. Yeah, sound effects just gets rid of the music completely. Or the music has just stopped at this point. Like, it seems like, yes, it's a recycle bin full of fucking files. Grab one, you dumb shit. God, use your fucking hands. With your Powerpuff Girl fucking hands. Use them. And this I can't do anything with. So much harm. Isn't it better to just burn it all? And this gives me nothing from viewing the source code. It just seems so weird that my character just won't pick this up. Delete the cycling bin. The previously deleted files have nowhere to go and will have to be restored. I can try that. I think I tried to delete the recycling bin. Oh, it won't let me delete it at all. Yeah. I can look at the properties. Does it? I can't click and drag anything. I can't... You know. There's also this annoying badge telling me there's something new here. There's nothing else here to help me. Okay, I'm turning the sound effect down again. Fuck the thing. Does anyone remember this vessel? Where are they now? Do they even care? And then what was the deal with this? I never even found out what this meant. They won't let me empty it now. The only thing I can do with the recycling bin is select all, invert selection, and sort them. And get rid of the toolbar, I guess. And I can resize it, but that doesn't do anything. The game definitely picks and chooses when you can actually do some things. That's why it takes away the buttons at the top sometime. Look behind you thing seems connected to it. Oh wait, yeah, this logo does match more what that logo I was trying to look at earlier did. How many storytellers do I have? So it's this one. Sunken Memories. Did you look behind you in real life yet? I'm scared of what I'll see back there. Cannot tell up from down. The site barely resembles the ship was once you start to ponder past voyages. How many knots did it sail? Where are they now? Do they even care? Through tidal waves and infernal flames, the moon will guide this ship's sails. I think I will solve the puzzle, but Morgan is waiting there, wanting to tell you about her Crusader King's incest. Oh no, she wouldn't wait. She would just tell me. Which is very valid. Through tidal waves... Wait. No? I can't reorder them at all. Because I know where the flame is. The flame is over here. Or I have to look at it, sorry. The flame is right here. And if I color lens this, do red, That's all we get. That's all we get right here. It's like, just, you know, a rope connecting to the tree here with the king's neck. I don't know if this actually pertains to this or not. It doesn't seem like it does. And the problem is, God, why does it have to disable the music? What about if I just turn off ambiance? Nope, ambiance doesn't stop the sound effects. Music? Oh, okay, I just restarted the music, now it's fixed. Okay, now it's good. Now it's fixed, there we go. Okay, so now we have music, but we don't have that annoying-ass sound. Should have a hook attached to it. Pedestal's missing its wheel. That's probably when we need the directions. Once we get the wheel. But I really don't know how to do that. Since the waves are on your body's reflection? I don't think it says I can do anything with this anymore. Sapphire mirror, mysterious parts. After witnessing the reflection of the piece, it has nothing else to offer. Yeah. Wait, was it? That doesn't help me. What about some of the other programs? Shut up. Yeah, there was nothing on this one. Sketchy. Nothing here. Note page. Help. This doesn't have anything either. One of these did at some point. Just don't remember when. And yeah, color lens was useless. So that's all of those. Chronologue? This one... Yeah, nothing. Like, just give me the picture? Can I, like, restore my recycling bin somehow? I don't think so. View hidden files in here? No. Yeah, it's just so weird to me that you can't just pick it up. And I guess that's just because we're in like a weird temporal space right now, so it's being fucky with that. But I have no idea. Edit, new window, select all. Memory lane / don't forget. Wait. Memory lane. This is just where it used to be. I do think it has something to do with this. Look behind you. And then it has the storyteller into sunken memories. I don't have permission to edit this. Don't have permission to edit this. What was the one we had permission to edit that I was like, that seems like it might be important? There was one. This. Oh, I don't have permission to edit it anymore. Well, there goes my idea. Spend time to nap with some more desktop puzzles. Thanks for the bits, Sneaky Sluggy. I appreciate it. Thank you. Got a corrupted storyteller file that seemed to match better. This is the corrupted storyteller one, and it won't let me rename it or anything. Underwater. Your lungs fill with salt water. Ruins of a civilization. The wall depicts instructions referencing things out of this world. They all seem to point towards a sunken ship. The walls of the ship are full of cracks. Whether they look like wooden planks or something more, it's all a matter of perspective. You can even find patterns between them and the symbols written on the walls. There's gotta be something with this. And I can't change the properties of this at all. Duplicate. I can duplicate it. Delete. Oh, weird. I've looked in, what, as far as I can tell, all the source code, and I've enabled hidden files on everything. Pattern must be the wave symbol, but I don't understand what the perspective change could be. That's talking about this, I'm pretty sure. That's all that's referring to. That's why it's talking about perspective change. I've duplicated 3 of these. I don't think that matters. What if you duplicate the interesting story one and try to recreate the wave pattern? Wait, with this? I don't see how I would. I also don't know what the picture has to do with this. Wait. Can I... No. Always the goddamn user permissions. 'Cause yeah, I can't even delete this now. I can just duplicate a bunch of them, but... I don't know. I don't know what it wants. I have no earthly goddamn idea. And this thing is useless. The bottom of interesting story? Yeah, it's 3 windows and tabs, and they're pointing to the 3 characters here. It's pointing to the 3 characters here, so I probably have to go to Maximus's thing and get my memories of those 3 characters back, because it's pointing to the frog, the skull guy, and the other one. I think that's a later puzzle hint. At least that's what I'm assuming. Because yeah, I pinned that earlier and marked that down. 3 layered tabs with the X. Like I said, I think that's pointing to like this. I mean, I can try it though. Like that. And then... I mean, yeah, like they can go together. I just don't see a way to really make it work. Don't think that's it. I think that's something for later. I'm about to just look it up because I don't think I'm ever solving this. It just says storyteller into the weird fucky eyeball pictures, but I can't do anything with them because they're in the waste bin. I can't rename them. I can't restore them. I can't do anything with them. Maximus's useless ass should be able to pick them up, but apparently I just can't. Despite the fact I could pick up the other one. Scattered around crumbled documents. Is it because possibly... Is there stuff in other people's waste bins? Like, can I get rid of these? Yeah, no, it's even saying that here for these items that I had in here before. So I'm getting the exact same message for this waste bin. There's no way for me to restore my waste bin here because I don't have one. Yeah, there's nothing. Clicking that does nothing. This is just where I started. And yeah, there's nothing here. I've tried that as well. I just don't understand why I can't pick it up there. It makes so much sense to me that I should just be able to pick that up. But it's just telling me no for like no good reason at all. Sundowner, if you know the solution, just go ahead and say it. I'm very done with this. I see no reason why Maxine can't just pick this fucking shit up. Source code on the picture? Can you source code on the picture? Beside the bin. Wait. Source code on the picture beside the bin. Wait, I'm so confused. So, this one? Source code. Oh, in Max's profile. Oh, I never used this source code. Oh, wait, no, I did. Burn it all. Aimless wandering and morbid curiosity always end up in places like these. Standing in the shop makes you think about expressing yourself through art. Paintings often bring the strongest memories back to life. If clinging to the past can cause so much harm, isn't it better to just burn it all? Yeah... We can change the magic word? What? To what, though? I guess to Inanna? I have no idea how I was supposed to know that. What? Like, you did that earlier and you used Inanna as a magic word, to be fair. Was that just you were supposed to remember that from the beginning of the game? Or was there some kind of indication there? Because I definitely never would have realized that. I think so, yeah. Okay, it required memory. Because, yeah, I had Inanna noted down as, like, an important thing. I would not have thought to change it into magic word there, because I kept seeing the magic word thing. But I was like, well, this is just like a, you know, style tag, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, we did early on in the game say Inanna as a magic word. Leela required memory, Quasi's biggest weakness. It's true. It's true. Thanks, Sundowner. Painting on the wall shakes vigorously. You cover your eyes as experience tells you that this canvas should burst into flames. It's the recycle bin beside you that turns into a bonfire. Whatever files, photos, or memories are hidden inside are now lost forever because, yeah, I was trying to delete them, but it wasn't working. Something gleams between the cinders on the bottom of the bin. If you could reach for it, you'd be covered in soot, but the bin is not available in your current realm. No matter, it's not the first time you've emerged from ashes. Okay, so I can't get it from my realm, but... yours? No. Halibuts? Yes. Fishing lure! File can't be opened while in, would you? Yes. New file has been added to Max's inventory. So now I can go over here and use the fishing lure on the completed boat. Fishing lure fits perfectly on the hook. Whoops, okay. I think Desktop Explorer wasn't originally designed to be present in so many profiles at the same time. Better take things slower. How about you shut the hell up? Did you know? Oh, who am I kidding? You know everything. Please die. Room between realms, or at least that's how it feels. Okay. Alright, now I get the wheel. And now I place the ship's wheel. Hold on, I said take things slower. What are you doing? Shut up. Leave me be. Reboot me in safe mode, damn it. Pizarro does exist solely to annoy the player, yeah. Because Pizarro is Desktop Explorer incarnate, and it seems like Desktop Explorer is quite frankly trying to get me to kill myself. Because that is what happened to Maxine, and also Halibut, I believe, and possibly also the father. And they said I'm next, so... NextOS has triggered safe mode due to stability issues. Potentially unstable software processes have been disabled. Archived files, waste bin, system files. Okay, it's a bunch of error files. Everything is my fault. It's ironic that this realization has come not from my life's work, but from speaking with Layla one last time. The only thing I needed to hear all along was her voice. I wish it had been you. I do believe there's a lot we don't know about our own soul. My search for it, tainted by my ego, has broken our daughter's spirit. Yup. I broke our daughter. It is only logical that this has broken me. I have never been good with words. I theorized this project to be a way to understand it all. Life is filled with pain, and through this pain I expected to peel away all the complexities that make us human. I now know that I have never understood anyone. If what I learned so far is to be of any use, this life is not the end, but the part of something grander. Whatever that is, Maxine is out there as a result of my own desires. I do not think we will meet there, nor do I deserve it. I will leave this world in silence and be a burden no more. No matter how many times it was asked of me, I could never utter the words for apologizing, as I never felt them true. Yeah, unfortunately, a lot of stupid assholes always do this. I write not expecting forgiveness, but as evidence of my wholehearted regret. To Layla and my dearest Lovelace, Maxine, I am truly sorry. Yep, and then you killed yourself. And then I have DE module now. I mean, uninstall it is what I should do. Uninstalling DDaemon from user admin will result in file corruption. Destructive changes will be permanent and cannot be reverted. Are you sure you wish to continue? I mean, I think that's what it wants me to do. Update. Error, failed to connect the network. Repair. Repair tool can't start because ssgrpg46.dll is missing. It's always a DLL file! It's always a fucking DLL file, I swear. Always a DLL. Alright, uninstall. Okay. Yes. Uninstall me right now from this mortal coil. What are you doing? Fuck you. Press any key to quit. Neat. Hey, Guppy, hello again. This is the computer's safe mode. Next OS triggers it when fatal exception has occurred. I don't care. I see you found Desktop Explorer's compiler files. These are not things to be playing with. You just deleted Emmett Sounder's module. Good. Nobody will be able to see his last words ever again thanks to you. Nothing of value was lost, really. Damn. What do you say we go back to your profile? I can restore whatever file you're looking for. Archived. Yep. Okay, it wants me to go back to... Restoring redacted conversation with DDaemon. 97. It's not my fault. I hate you. This is a new low even for you. Everything presented to you is evidenced by your computer behavior. What do you mean by new low? Riddle me this, robot. What would my parents do if I ran away? Reconsider their marriage. Remember you as an artist. Live on in peace. If I disappeared all of a sudden, I know Dad would freak out. The image of Maxine Sounder. You're his program, right? I might as well be speaking to him. Dad, am I that insufferable? Would you not look for me? Behavior patterns prove... I'm going to prove your computer wrong, Dad. I will only come back if you look for me. I know you will. Away from home, Maxine. Dad, I'll be using the username Max Lovelace on all of my accounts. Only you called me by that stupid nickname. I love you, okay? You're being very brave. Go ahead then. So she didn't die, she just left. She just completely left. Goodbye, Maxine Sounder. Read me, Dad. Dad? If you're going to look for me, please look for the username Max Lovelace. I will only create accounts with that name. Oh my god, this is so big. Until you contact me. I will flood the computers with copies of this note so it's impossible for you to miss it. I want to believe this program isn't you. I need to do this to be sure. Please, Dad, if Mom doesn't believe in you, that's her problem. Show all of us. Show me that you care. Your daughter, Maxine. Alright. Deleted copies. 46 of them. Okay. Repair. I can't connect to anything online. Update. Yeah, we still don't have an internet connection, so... Uninstall again? Deductive changes will be permanent and cannot be reverted. I can help you, Guppy. Are you sure you want to continue? Yes. If you delete a user's module... Okay. Now it's just Halibut. These are the files from your Uncle Hal. They were compromising his quality of life by clinging to the past. He had to forget. I finally found my fishing logbook. I thought I had thrown it away after we lost Walter. I couldn't stand seeing things that we used to share. Even being in the same room with them made me cry so much. The doctor suggested to use the logbook again as a personal journal. In the last visit, we wrote a bedtime story for Gwen as a therapeutic exercise. Made me think of my life and how grateful I am despite all that has happened. I used to think that Maxine resented me for my relationship with her mother. My biggest regret is not standing for her even if Layla would hate me for it. I can't make the same mistake with Gwen. Lil Guppy will always be cared for. I will always stand for her. I used to think that losing Walter would be the end of me. Even after the trial, it's still very hard to withstand the guilt. It was an accident. I know my brother would forgive me. It's the first time I write this. I hope to remember and write it more often. I forgive myself. It's hard to continue and acknowledge my progress, but realizing this is half the fight, is it not? Stingray Part 1. The Stingray's Shade by Hal Walters. Once upon a time, a black spot moved beyond the shore. It was the stingray's back. He always swam at the ocean floor. It looked for a family, but couldn't find others like him. He looked for other fish, any who were in same need. One day, a beautiful little koi fish asked the stingray for help. I can't stand the sun. Would you be my aid? And so the stingray did. It swam above and covered the beautiful little koi fish with shade. His new friend was overjoyed, so the stingray swam even higher. This time he covered all the koi fish around. However, the other fish preferred the sunlight. They argued, complained, and eventually dispersed. The beautiful little koi fish was left alone. The stingray left, afraid to make a bigger mess. Yep. Another day, 2 goldfish asked the stingray for help. The sun is too bright. Could you give us cover? And so the stingray remembered. The stingray wanted to help, but did not want to cause trouble. This time he swam closer. When the goldfish thanked him, the stingray swam as close as he could. But the oldest goldfish couldn't see very well. It swam to the ground, eventually lost in sand and rubble. The smallest goldfish was left alone. This time, however, the stingray knew what he needed to do. He would stay near the goldfish. He would be his family. It wouldn't swim too far. That could be annoying. It wouldn't swim too close. That could be threatening. Always above the little goldfish, not too far, not too close. So yeah, this is just Hal writing about himself, but using it as a children's story instead. The little goldfish thanked the stingray. You saved me. I always feel safe when you're with me. The stingray laughed and thanked back. Little one, you made me find my place in the sea. Once upon a time, a black spot moved on the ocean's depths. It was the stingray's shade, always following the goldfish's trail. He had a family, someone to care for, but it was the goldfish who saved the stingray from ever feeling alone. Alright. Now I uninstall you. Uninstalling from user Halibut will inevitably trigger operating system failure. I helped every single one of them beat their nature. Yours is meddling with things beyond your control. You'll make everything worse. Continuing this process will result in permanent reformatting of entire Next OS system. You will forever regret this. Are you sure you wish to continue? Yeah. You need to learn to let go. You can't have everything under control. Look at the eyeball. The eyeballs coming in. Fleeting face. More eyeballs. You need to learn to let go. You can't have everything under control. Ow, my eyes. Time to go to bed. Later, Sage. Please select your username. Guppy. New chronologue entry is available for you to write. You don't say. That was fun to have on the other monitor. Good thing my left eye sucks. Yeah, that was making my head hurt a lot, actually. Guppy's final detective log. What matters most? Enough time has passed. I feel like I owe it to myself to write on chronologue one last time. It's funny how even though Desktop Explorer is no longer tracking my actions, I'm still a little scared to write about everything so openly. I've been thinking a lot about what legacy means. Even if Emmett was motivated by something as selfish as that at the beginning, I can't shake the feeling that we're all haunted by similar ghosts. How will we be remembered? By our guilt of past mistakes? Our fear of rejection? Whatever my uncle, Max, or Emmett needed was never to be found on a computer. It was all an accident. No one is to blame in the end. Even if Desktop Explorer deleted so many of their personal notes, their thoughts at the time, all of those memories live within me. What matters most is what I do with them now. Nextsocial.com/chats? Maxine! She's alive! So Guppy did find her. Happy 2015, Happy New Year's, hope you're doing alright. Yo Guppy, just wanted to check about the trip. Hey Max, it's still on. Plans to meet at Uncle Hal's and drive down to the lake. Gotcha, I'll bring my old CDs. Hey Gup, on my way to Hal's, see you in a bit. You better not forget the sweaters. Send? Okay, I think we're done. We did it. Okay. That was a very hard puzzle game about a lot of generational trauma. Wow. Proud of you. Thanks. That was mostly Sundowner and the other people that got me through so much of that. I really thought it was going to end horribly for everyone involved, yes. Oh my god. Some of those, I think the main problem that was... If I could put anything against this, I would say... Due to how much they lean into the desktop OS thing, it's almost like there's too many options to do to find out solutions to problems. And then arbitrarily sometimes they will take away some of those solutions, probably not to overwhelm you even more, but then that makes it feel inconsistent. Like some things you can't look at the source code for, and some things you can look at the source code for, and some things you can't edit, and some things you can edit. Like they put those barriers in place to help you, but it also feels like frustrating sometimes when it's like arbitrarily I just can't interact with this. And I know the reason for that is to give you like some sort of guide rails, but it's just an interesting little quirk of having a game that lets you go so hard in on that on those things. Yeah, but I'm proud of them, not proud of them, just you. That's mean. They deserve praise too. But thank you, I appreciate it. Wow, those playtesters. Shout out to them. Smarter people than me. Holy shit. I bet some of those puzzles were harder before. You didn't give up? I gave up and got the answer a few times, but I didn't give up on the game. I could at least say that. I honestly thought there was still a lot more to go because there were so many chronologue entries listed for Emmett that we never saw, but I think those were there as a red herring to make you think that there was more when there actually wasn't. That being said, extremely, extremely cool game. Much like Lorelei and Blueprints and so many of these other puzzle games are. I'm just terrible at them. But for people that really like puzzle games, this must be phenomenal. And it is a phenomenal game, and I can say that for sure. Going on the old Lorelei Blueprints shelf. Blueprints is slightly different because a lot of Blueprints' stuff made sense to me. It's just the tedium of having to do an entire roguelike run to actually implement any of your ideas makes it kind of a tedious experience. And some of the later stuff does get really ridiculous. But as far as it going into the... So Hal did make it. Hal is alive. I was curious about that. So Hal is still kicking. So the only person that actually seemingly died may have been Emmett? Well, I don't know what the hell happened to Mom. Layla. I don't know what happened to her. But yeah, this firmly goes into the category of video games that make me feel like a fool, but they're incredibly, incredibly cool video games. Save file detected. Yeah, let's continue our game. Does something happen? Or can we read more stuff or something? Maybe. I just wanna check. Videos on my lap this whole stream and I cannot feel my feet. Oh yeah, that problem. Login. I don't think there's anything. Yeah, see how many missing entries there are for Emmett? But I think that's because so many of Emmett's got deleted. I think that's the logic there. But it could be secret ones like, him mentions. Okay, yeah, I mean, that was a really cool game. That was very cool. I guess I'll be back tomorrow with Veritas Tales, and if I can find anything short enough to play this week on stream, I might do that. Next week is when I'll be starting my actual move and stuff, so... yeah, I guess I'm done. I'm going to go grab some food, because probably have not eaten enough. And I'm also going to do my workout to let my dumb brain do something besides think. So, bye-bye. Have a good time zone and stuff. So long.